Now, I'm planning a bit of a television viewing party, so I need food I can eat without cutlery. And it's for a special occasion, so I'm making my Swedish meatballs, or a riff on them. I'm going to start off just by putting some bread in a bit of milk, just because this will help keep the meatballs lovely and tender. Now, obviously in meatballs, the most important ingredient is the meat. What I like to use is this Ocado Organic beef mince with 15% fat. And that's what gives it such great flavour. I am not someone who will instruct you to get, the leanest mince you can. Oh, no. Right, so these are rather lovely squiggles. Right, so just loosen this a bit. In fact, I'll loosen it more when it's in here. I'm very partial to a sort of two-implement style of cooking, but it's just easier to loosen the meat with a couple of forks. Next in my bowl, some garlic, nice fat clove. And I grate in an onion as well. The thing about when you grate onion, it gives you a bit of juice which tenderises the meat. Now some spice, allspice, little bit of ground white pepper. I think of this as school pepper. Some Dijon mustard, a bit of sharpness, and salt. And finally, the soaked bread. I squish it out so I've got a sort of puree, and I drop this in and then add the milk too, all of it. When I make Italian meatballs, I employ a light touch. These Swedish meatballs need proper mixing and kneading, almost as if they're dough. So now I'm going to roll these little meatballs. I want them pretty much the size of marbles. Believe it or not, I get 80 little meatballs out of this mixture. So the discipline required is that you don't just get ever larger as you carry on. This is a bit time-consuming, but it's very straightforward, and the little meatballs really need no more to be fried for 5 minutes and half a centimetre of oil. I've got the first batch of these little meatballs in a very low oven, keeping warm. And now I shall fry these so they can join them. Want them cooked through, still tender and juicy, with a bit of colour on the outside. See, they look just about right. Really a rather gorgeous chestnutty brown on the surface. And I can add these little ones to the tray and pop them back, very low oven. I call these Swede-ish meatballs rather than Swedish meatballs because they're not served in exactly the same way as meatballs are in Sweden. There they come in a cream sauce, and I make garlicky, chivy dip, so you can spear a meatball and then recline on a sofa in front of the television, encased in sequins, as one does. As you can see, these warm, juicy little canapé-sized meatballs need a cool, creamy dip, and I am so ready. It's the work of moments. So here I've got some sour cream, and this is chives. Stir this first, just to make sure the cream is flecked equally and all over. Some garlic. There's quite a bit of garlic there, but I want some oomph. Salt. Back to the school pepper. Sweet smoked paprika. Beautiful. And, I had some Dijon in the meatballs, and I'm putting some Dijon in the dip. And these are beef meatballs, so I think some really good, strong horseradish. Perfect. Little final sprinkling of chives. And you can find this recipe exclusively on ocado.com/Nigella.